it. Okay. So hi everyone. I see 4 faces in here, including myself. So if Muhammad Amin and so Salam. If you in a space where you can turn on the camera, please do so, because this would be nice for everyone to see your face, and we can, have a better conversation with you. And nice to see you. Okay, so what I'm gonna do right now, I'm gonna share my screen. So I will share my screen, and I hope you see my screen. Give me a second. Okay, and with the screen. So can you all see the screen? Give me the thumbs up if you see it.
Yes.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so I am annangantran. I'm transformational coaching, and I call my coaching program Shy as a lighthouse. And you know the lighthouse, the image in front of you. And for me, that is very, the icon is resonate with me a lot. So I will spend my time during this presentation to introduce about myself, about transformational coaching, about the transformational coaching program. And I suggest a group coaching program for you guys. And, if you have any question, we can spend 30 minutes to answer the question you have. Okay. So,
Anna,
yes.
1 second. Let me explain the word lighthouse. I'm sure they are not quite sure what it is.
Okay, so explain, Mohira.
Okay, so lighthouse is actually in the sea or the ocean. It gives light to the ship or boats. So as it says, so light, chiroq degani, demak chiroq uyi. Hech ko'rganmisizlar buni nimalarda? Kinolarda bo'ladi-yu.
Ha.
Dokumentarilarda ham tushuntiradi. Buni metafora qilib olyapsiz-da, xuddi lighthouse daqangi bitta yana o'xshatishni olishingiz mumkin. Bu pastvayda chiroqni yo'lini ko'ryapsizmi? Shunaqangi yorug' to'g'ri yo'lingiz bo'lsin deyapti.
Tushundik.
Okay. Anna, now I think you can continue.
Okay, thank you for that. Very useful. If you think the student don't understand, please stop me and give them some explanation what that's about. I think that's super from you.
Okay, thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So outline for today. So we want to cover, I already say, some background about me, why transformational coaching have a very special reason for me. What is transformational coaching about? Give you some very brief explanations. It's very brief for you to understand. That's it. The lighthouse icon, Mohira's explained in your language. I will, just speak a little bit more why I choose the lighthouse. It's all have a reason for me to choose that. And the overview about coaching program. What is this coaching program will cover? What is it about? I will go through the overview of that. Intention for this coaching program. So every single coaching program have an intention. I will go through the intention of this coaching program. And if we're gonna do a group coaching program together, what's the outcome can you expect after 10-week coaching program? Okay. And we were talking about the investment. And at the end, I will spend some time for you guys to bring the question to me and we will answer. And that hopefully we can cover all of this within an hour and a half or 2 hours. You got with that? Good?
Good.
Okay. So this is me. Let me move. Can you see clearly? I hope you can see clearly my screen.
Yes.
Okay. So when I talk about my background, I would like you to pay attention on any kind of story, concept that inspire you, that leave inspiration for you, that is, resonate with you. Because what I want to convey the message in here that you can see we have not much different. And then I have the opportunity I have today. So that gives you some hope, some inspiration. If you know how to maximize your time, if you have a direction, you can create a very beautiful future. Okay? So the last first, I was born in Vietnam, so I'm not Korean. So that's the answer for you in the beginning. I was born in a small town in the center of Vietnam, and the weather is really, really tough. It's a really remote town. So it's a village. It's not even a town. It's a village. And I live far away from my parents when I was 15 years old. So some of you guys, like you talking about, oh, sorry, you live with your parent right now, but I live far away from my parent when I was 15. I was in high school, and I moved from a small town, a small village, to the town to study high school, live far away from my parents. And then when I study university, I moved to Hanoi, it's the capital city of Vietnam. So from a small village to the town, and then the town to the capital city. And then I moved to UK to study master degree, and I live and working in UK since September 2015. So what I would like to say is I have experienced and thrive in a different environment. Village, town, city, and London is, is one of the most competitive city in the world. And currently what I'm doing, I'm a senior business development manager in Brookfield Aviation Company. And I work with international clients like airlines, pilots, stakeholders at the global scale. So we work with clients at 5 continents. And when I discovered I was born in a small village, now I have opportunity to work with the clients, with the pilots, virtually every corner in the world. And it's helping me to feel really humble about my journey. When I was at your age, I never can imagine I have the chance to connect with everyone in the world like today I have. I couldn't imagine I can have this conversation with you guys. I don't know how all of this happened, but it's happened. And sometimes it's happened beyond our understanding. It just happened if you really put your heart in the journey, in your future. So over 10 years working, I work for British company, I work for French company, Vietnamese company. I work in different roles in the company, like accountant, operational management, business development, project management, client relationship, training a team. So I work at different roles for 10 years, more than 10 years, working with different company, different culture, different colleagues, different environment, different field. So it's helping me to expand my skill set, expand my capacity to really explore and discover the strength that I didn't know when I was at high school. So giving myself the chance to experience in different environment, different field, different area, it's really helping me to discover what I'm good at, what I'm not good at, which environment I can thrive, which environment is not for me. And I really want that to really land for you. In the future, you can give yourself permission to experience in different company, in different environment. You don't need to stick with one career for the rest of your life, because you just never know until you try. So one of the very turning point in my life, when I was 24 years old, I already worked as accountant for 3 years. 3 years as accountant. I wasn't happy with my life. I failed in relationship. I worked in Vietnamese company, where the company didn't appreciate about my contribution. So I didn't see the future for myself at that time. And I made a very, very bold decision to quit my job and study English full time. So right now you guys can, speak English. You can understand what I'm saying. I didn't have that until I was 24. And 24 years old, start studying English is something really difficult because you already developed. I already work. I already have a career. I already have my degree. I already have some working experience. And I decided to start my life from the beginning. So I quit my job. I become a student. I study English full time with one of the only goal at that time is to change my life and to give myself, my future, a chance to change my life. That's it. So I focus on studying English full time, and I managed to study English from virtually zero, to achieve IELTS 6.0 within 7 months. And that's really something when I was 24, because the determination, the inspiration come from within, the hunger to change my life that give me feel to really focus on study English IELTS as quick as possible. That's it. And when I study English in that English center, my friends, the reason when I decided to study English, I want to work for international company. That was initial reason, okay? But then when I study in English center and my friends start talking about study overseas, bring family to the overseas, and I start dreaming about, wow, what if I have chance to study overseas? What would happen? What chance would I have if I can study overseas for 1 or 2 years? And I start dreaming about it. So during the day, I study in library. I spend some time in the afternoon to do research about study abroad. So I do research about study in Australia, in New Zealand, in Canada, in USA. And I found out study master in Australia or America or New Zealand or Canada, it took 2 years. It's really expensive. The tuition fee is beyond my family capability. Like no way my family can afford to pay that master degree for me in those countries. So I was really depressed. I thought my dream be taken away from me. No chance I can study overseas. Until the day I found out study in England is only take 1 year. And I found out BPP University, the tuition fee which my family can afford. And I feel that, wow, now I have hope. Now I find solution for my life. So what I really mean to tell you is when you have a dream, don't allow any circumstance to take that dream away from you. Let's keep going. Let's keep finding solution. If you keep fighting, you will fight it. You will fight it, but don't allow any situation, circumstance, people to take away that dream from you. Because when you dream, you really dream about it. And I live with that dream for a long, long time. So I came to London, September 2015. I studied the same class with Mohira. This is really my investment to change my life. At the time I was 24. I told my parents, listen, you don't need to buy a house for me. Please give me this money to study abroad. And that's it. This will be investment in my future. And I will do my very best to study overseas, to upgrade my knowledge, upgrade my skill set. So then I will find a job and I will be responsible for my life. I don't need you to worry about finding husband for me, finding job for me, buy house for me. No, don't worry about it. Please invest in my education. And I will use that, and I will do my very best to use my education to find the job and to take care of my future. So my family really scared because I never, ever lived abroad before. And London and Vietnam is far away, like 13-hour flight. And with somebody who was born in a small village and now be responsible for her life to move to London with no family, no friends, no money, like little money. I was really scared. I'm really scared. At some moment, I don't know, I didn't know if I could do that because I never done that before. I have no evidence I can do this time. And my family asked me, like, can you really do this? And I said, yes, I can. So inside, I'm frightening. I'm really scared. Outside with family, I say I can do it because I want it. I really want to change my life. And I came to UK with 3 goals in my head. And I want you to listen to this very carefully. So I came to UK with 3 goals in my head. Number 1 is improve my English, okay? Even you study English in your country, or I study English in Vietnam, it still have certain limitation. It's different when you move to English or America or Australia. When you live in native speaking country, you have much more chance to improve your English. Okay, so I came to England with goal number 1 to improve my English. Number 2 is to improve my perception, my value, my skill. It's really upgrade myself. If you have chance to live in such a competitive international city, you have to try a lot. It's really challenge you to step out of your comfort zone, to do a thing that you would not do in your country. You really have to take responsibility for your life, and that you will develop the skill you would never have had before. So I said, I want to upgrade myself, my value, my skill set, my perception. The way I'm show up to other people, show up to myself. Some people, you look at their style, you really like them. And some people you really admire and you don't understand why they have that style. And I want that, I really want to upgrade myself. And the third goal is to find the job. No, to find the internship in England. Because finding an internship in London is really difficult. And maybe, Mohira, you can speak a little bit about that, at the end of this presentation. Because London, you compete with, the top student in the world. It's not only your country, it's with everybody. And now you want to find the internship or you want to find the job sponsor in London. It's tough. It's really, really tough. But I want to find an internship. So then when I come back to Vietnam, I have higher chance to find a better job in, international company. So that's what my compass. I had 3 goals in my head. And that really drive me to make the decision in choosing friends, in choosing our part-time jobs, and stay focused, because I want that 3 goals to really change my life. So that's why I made friends with Mohira. I'm not spend all time with Vietnamese friends. I work for McDonald's instead of Vietnamese restaurant because I really want to put myself in the environment. I have to speak English. You understand? If you don't have goal, you will stick with your comfort zone. You will do things you feel comfortable. You would not push yourself to do things beyond your comfort zone. If you have goal and you know why that goal is important for your life, your future, that mean a lot to you. You will push yourself to do things you would feel uncomfortable, and you will be doing that. And surprisingly, I got the job internship after 10 months. I landed in London because I always keep that goals and direction in my head. So I really focus. Every single day in London is investment, is my opportunity. I'm not wasting my time for things that not important. And after 4 months working part-time for the company I do internship, I got the job sponsorship, meaning the company sponsored the visa for me to stay in the country to work. And with the somebody to study at BPP University, it's very, unknown, no reputation university. It was extremely rare, extremely rare. And I just came to London like 10 months. I haven't graduated at that time, and a company sponsored visa for me. Make the decision to sponsor the visa for me. So what that really means, I say, my goodness, is if I give myself chance, if I challenge myself, I can do something really extraordinary like I couldn't even imagine. When I was born in a small village, I never thought I'm going to study in UK. I never thought I'm going to do something like crazy. But now here I am in London, challenge myself crazy, push myself beyond comfort zone. I do a bunch of things. Every day I challenge myself. And I got the company sponsorship, the job sponsored after 4 months doing part-time for them. So it's really show a lot about if you give yourself a chance and if you really stay focused, you would get it. And that something is sometimes you just don't understand why that happened. But it happened if you really put your heart, your soul, and you do everything to stay focused on that dream goal, and that mean a lot to you, to your future. But someday, if you keep going, you will get it. So the period between 2014 and 16 is changed my life completely. I was somebody very reserved, very lacking of confidence, not believing myself, have no kind of like, not have anything exciting in my life. To somebody, it's completely different, like confident in my ability or have some tangible achievement, and that building trust in me. That's very key, because when you trust yourself, you can do a lot of things. But if you don't trust yourself, you would not go all in. If you doubt about your capability, you would not go all in because you fear you will fail. But if you trust yourself, you would do differently. And that really changed about my perception about human potential, sense of purpose, freedom, the capability. Because I didn't have all of this when I was in Vietnam. Before, I thought it's really limited in my own capability. I didn't believe in my potential. I didn't know any sense of purpose. I didn't have that. And now I came to London like captain of my own life. I feel deep sense of purpose. Even I didn't have money. I was really poor financially, but I feel great. I feel every day is a mission for me to create, to change my life, and I feel deep sense of purpose in that mission. And you know when you feel physically you tired, but spiritually you feel great, you feel fulfilled, you feel happy because you lie down on your bed and you feel I give it all. And I think like Mohira, you can resonate with some of that because you live in London for many years. You have to really give all in, and you lie on bed and say, I really give all in. and you feel happy with that. Anyway, long story short, when I on the top of my mountain, I feel delusion is you kind of like I will obsess about my capability. I thought like I live in the moon. I lost touch with the reality. So when you're on the top mountain, sometimes you feel you're better than everybody else. You feel like you live in the moon, not on the earth. And that led to me a massive failures in 2018. And another one, I really want you to pay attention, because that's sometime in your future, you would have some of this journey in your life. So we go up on top of the mountain, you feel like you superstar of your life, and a massive failure, like you drop to the valley, like you drop massive hole, massive failure, and I lost all of my confidence. So from somebody on top of the mountain, now I lost all the confidence because of failure. I changing the job, and very soon I realized I have no chance to succeed in that company. So I lost all my confidence, and that is hurt. You understand? You feel superstar, and now you lost everything. Yes. What do you want?
Something here. This period, I saw you move it from like small city. What is the city you live in?
Epsom.
Yeah, Epsom. You moved to London, and this company is big enough. I think it's bigger than Brookfield, yeah. And they offered you job, and I thought that you are going, like you are even developing.
Yes.
And like I was shocked why you changed your mind, and yet again you move it back to Brookfield.
So I guess you're not knowing the story behind.
Yeah, I heard a little bit. You said that, but it's better if you explain why it was like failure. Is it just like morally, or?
Yes, that's very good question, and I think that if you guys can take note, I think that's very valuable for you. So if you kind of like go upward, right? In your life, you kind of forward momentum, you build momentum, you have succeed, you have evidence you succeed. And I want that to keep going. So I got a job offer from Alton. It's a corporate company. They are consulting company, engineering consulting company, and they based in London. So bank is kind of like center of London. Very busy, dynamic lifestyle. People wear suits, I like that style. I like that kind of image of London. And that was all the way my dream to work for corporate company. So they sent me a job offer. I immediately wanted. I would rush in my decision making because I really want to see myself in the city, in wearing suit and professional. I want to see myself in that image. So what that mean? I didn't do my research. I didn't check properly. So Alton is engineering consulting company. So my job in that company to find client, to find a contract for the company, to train engineer, to build engineering team. From my side, no engineering background at all. How can you find clients, train engineer, manage engineer if you don't have engineering background? The gap, the knowledge gap is massive. I had to work like 12, 14 hours every single day. So, I wake up at like 5:30, make up, because I have to go out see client. Make up, when you see client, you have to look professional. And I travel, 3 days per week to other city in the country. I came to the office, I do all the paperwork, doing interview with engineers. And I didn't have time to look after myself. I didn't have time to do exercise. I didn't have time to rest. I was burnt out. Like burnt out when you kind of like exhausted. You feel you exhausted. And I hate the job. I become hate the job. If you hate something, you cannot love it. If you already hate it, you only see things via negative lens. Okay. I have to cook food like at the weekend. On Sunday, I cook for the whole week. I didn't have any time to do exercise or resting or sleep. So I hate everything about that company because of that. So I was under the company's sponsorship. And if you under the company's sponsorship, you cannot just like walk away because they hold your visa. So it's not like you want to walk away, like you want to leave the company and that you can leave. No. I now depend on the company. And that I feel like I live in a prison. I hate my manager. I hate the company. I hate my job. And I cannot walk away. I cannot leave. And that is really, really tough. So every day I have to fake with my manager. Like I have to play the game with him, like showing him I'm doing my work. But inside I have to find my way out. I have to convince my boss at Profile to give my job back. Because I don't want to go back to Vietnam. And my boss at Profile never, ever give somebody the job back when they left the company. If you left, that's it. But don't ask me to give you your job back, no. So it's really, really difficult and I have to ask a lot of support from my boyfriend, my colleagues, my brother to together with me to think, to develop the strategy to convince my boss to give my job back at Profile. So, and I got my job back at Profile and I left Alten. But that destroyed all my confidence. I have no confidence left. I feel I'm a failure. I feel terrible because I said, now look at you. You have a little bit of confidence and you feel you're better than everyone. Now you are in deep hole. And that is hurt. It's hurt a lot. So when I failed, 2019, I chose to live a very safe life because after you fail, what you gonna do? You lose all of your confidence. So I choose to live a very safe life. I scared to take any risk, any chance. I just stay in my comfort zone. And soon I get bored because, before I was over a place, I challenge a lot. I move out my comfort zone. I do a lot of things. And now asking me to stay in my comfort zone, I feel I'm moving backward. I don't make any progress in my life. And I know I have to do something because if I keep living the boring life and stay in my comfort zone, I'm not happy in my future. So you guys as students, I don't know what kind of pandemic affect you, but it's affect a lot in our company. So let's say 90% of our company business being canceled because of pandemic, because we work in aviation, like helping airline to recruit pilots, and now 90% of the company client being canceled. And everybody struggle. My boss, everybody struggle. So I said, no. Now I have to take the ownership of my future back and I have to do something in here. I cannot leave my life to my boss or to my parents or to my boyfriend or to anybody. I have to take the ownership of my life back. And that's why I invest heavily in personal development. So personal development is, mindset, it's skill set, it's perception, it's habit, it's how to become valuable, is finding your purpose, challenge yourself to kind of go out of your comfort zone. How can you set goal and how can you doing it, getting your goal, and build a habit that lasts for your life. So I invest heavily in my personal development. What I mean by invest heavily, so study with Tony Robbins, reading books, and attend seminar. And I experiment many ideas because I want to have my own business. And until March 2021, so 1 year ago, I found transformational coaching. And since then, I really focus and commit to become a masterful in transformational coaching with my teacher is Coach Sean Smith and Coach Michelle Moore in USA. So I just want to leave that, and I know I speak a lot. So I want to hear from one or two of you, what landed for you, what do you think about that? If you want to share, maybe Mohira, you want to speak something about this, to share what do you think? Maybe you don't know every story about me, and now can you share something for people to have some different perspective? Mohira, you with us? Not sure you, Mohira? Or maybe about hearing about who want to speak. I want you to share what landed for you, what resonated with you, what inspired you from this. If I can ask Feruza?
Hi, sorry. My little one said he's hungry, so I'm gonna bake in 2 minutes, okay?
Okay, yes, fine. Okay. So, Feruza, you want to share something? What inspired you? What landed for you? What resonated with you?
I think every one of them are ready to share anything with you. And they need to unmute. Nilufar, Muhammad Amin, Shah Sanam, Nazira de la Cruz. Your microphone is off. Be active, guys, okay?
Okay.
Yeah, I just want to hear from one or two of you. The rest you can share in chat. What landed for you? What inspired you? I know it's a lot. You might not understand everything. This is my story. But what inspired you? Can I ask Dila first? Okay, you want to share something?
Yes. And how do you improve your, how do you find internship in London?
That's a very good question. So when I study at BBP University, we have a 3 seminar, like semester, 3 terms. So university have a kind of like career department. So they will share the like internship opportunities. That one way. Another way is I just go to website. I go to all of the job website. I create CV. I create cover letter, and I apply. And I ask alumni. So alumni is a student graduate from university. How did they find a job? What is the process to find a job, to find the sponsorship job? So with BPP, I applied for a mentorship program. So mentorship program is a mentor is somebody alumni at university who share advice to the students. So I met my mentor and he just helping me to write my CV and share experience. How did he find a job in another company? So he saw something in me. If you have a dream, if you really determined for your dream, people will see it. And you have to show it to people. If you don't show it, people would not know. If you keep for yourself, nobody know. So my mentor saw something in me, and saw something is see something potential in me. So he asked me, Anna, do you want to come to see my boss? We just want to have a conversation with you. So I said yes. So I came to his company to meet the CEO, and we just have a conversation. And I remember the CEO asking me, why did you quit your job at 8:24 to study English? So when you speak with people very experienced, they will ask a question to get to know about you, And I will start talking about my dream to work for international company, because I didn't see I was appreciated by Vietnamese company. So I start telling my story to the CEO at the time. And he sees something in me. He liked me. He liked my work ethic. He liked my attitude. And he said, can you do the internship job like for us? He mentioned some of the project at the time, and I said yes. I didn't know how I'm gonna do it, to be honest, because my English were broken. I wasn't confident. I studied full time. I study at BPP University. I have to work in McDonald's to earn money for living. I didn't know how I'm gonna do the internship for this company, and I still say yes. So I say yes, and I came back home and think, how am I going to do it? So one of the very famous quotes from Richard Branson, the founder of Virgin Company, saying, if somebody gives you amazing opportunity, say yes and find a way to do it. Even at the time you don't know how you're going to do it, but say yes first and find a way to do it. So I say yes. Mr. David is the CEO of the company. I really want to work for you. And I convinced him to give me one day per week to start with. And when I finish exam, I would have more time. So I said, please give me the chance. During this month, I will start 1 day per week. And when I finish exam, I will do 3 days per week for you. So I convinced him to give me the chance. I give him kind of like solutions, how I'm going to do the work for the company. And I say, I will travel to you. And it took 3 hours every day to commute from where we live with Mohira. I live with Mohira at the time, to Epsom, every day, 3 hours. And people seeing it. My only focus to work for Brookfield was to get the most experience with the company. That's it. Not money, not salary, only experience. I was embrace every challenge given by the company, and I just focus on gain experience. That's it. And I really want this to land for you guys, because when you finish your university, you go out and you find a job, okay? Somebody asking you to do something, you might not like it. You might not know how to do it. The thing is, you need them. You need them give you opportunity for you to experience, to gain experience. So say yes. Do the thing. Get the lesson, gain experience. And then when you build your experience, you build your capability, you build your capacity, you would have something to negotiate with the company. But in the beginning, when you have no experience, just focus on getting experience, okay? Because you need the company more than the company needs you. And that is changed completely, because some people, they come to the company, they only do what the company asks them to do. And you would never be stand out if you just do normal thing. When you're talking about study abroad, you're talking about study abroad, go to London, Europe, whatever. You compete with international students, the top of the top. Or even in your town, you have to be stand out. You should just be normal. How can people recognize you? How can people trust you? How can people give you opportunity if you just be normal? So focus on getting experience, gaining experience, develop yourself. That's it. And when you kind of like build up your experience, your capability, you would be in the position to ask something from the company, but know your position, okay? If you don't have experience, just focus on gaining experience. Don't ask a company to do things for you, because you need the company more than the company needs you. And I really want that to be with you when you find a job, maybe part-time job, or when you finish the university and go out and find a job, because you don't have experience and you need the company more than the company needs you. Okay? Anybody else want to ask me a question or share something? Feruza, you want to say something? You want to ask any question, or you want to share something that landed for you, that resonated with you, or inspire you from this story?
Now I am going to talk about New York and London. I think that London is very beautiful and education is best, and so I am going to go and there. And I am going to be a businessman. So I like business course. So did you help me advise a business about course?
Business course. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So a couple of things in here. I love the fact you want to study business.
Mm-hmm.
I am senior business development manager. So I really know business. The one thing I would like to answer for you is I didn't use my degree to get my job. And that's very strange. So when I studied BPP University in London, the subject was management with finance. And my initial goal to find the job in finance. I didn't study business. I didn't have any background in business. And now I'm international business development. So how that happened? Couple of things in here. Study and working is two different things. Okay? So when you study, it has some benefit. It will helping you to develop certain skill. You would have, like, for example, you go to New York or you go to London. Now you have to learn how to take responsibility for your life, responsibility for your decision making, because you're no longer with your parents. You have to make decisions for your life, okay? Your parent would not be around. You would have to choose friends who you will make friends. Which job you're gonna work to earn money, where you're gonna stay, how much money you would spend, how would you show up in the lesson at the university, how would you do the research when you have exam, when you have assignments, how would you manage your deadline, how would you manage your life. So that's kind of experience you can develop when you study, okay? That doesn't mean you study business and you can't do something else. Because I study finance management and I'm working business development. So what I mean is the degree can give you some kind of like a stepping stone. So do you know stepping stone is kind of one step to get a job, to get your first job, that's it. So with the degree, with the university, with the environment, with your skill, your attitude, the attitude is everything. And please write out the attitude, how you train yourself to develop can-do attitude. You don't.
Now,
yes, go ahead.
Now I am studying online university, Synergy, which is located in Dubai. Now I am learning business, but some problem. I have some problem. Synergy University, it is not good at connection with student. So I am thinking about offline, and I am going to go study Dubai, so it is beneficial for me or it is not useful. So I think, can you give me some advice about?
Okay, thank you for that. I would say write out your goal. Why you want to go to Dubai? Why you want to study with this university? What is your goal? You just study for the sake of study, or you have some goal? What is your goal in studying in Dubai? And you can tell me, what is your goal to study in Dubai?
My goal, I am going to see the world firstly, and I am going to study in other countries student, and I am going to learn about business course, and that's all.
Okay. Question for you. Why do you want to study abroad? Why do you want to study in another country? Why you want to go to Dubai? What's the reason behind all of this? What's the reason?
I am going to give the best education. I am going to visit for education, the best education. So my goal is knowledge.
Excellent. Why do you want to get the best education? And why do you want to get the best knowledge?
Because everyone needs knowledge and science. So it is important knowledge. And firstly, I am going to be the best teacher, and I am learning. I am going to teach all subjects, children, and it is very important. I think so. Knowledge.
Okay. Okay.
Feruza, it's somehow interesting that you are studying in business and you want to teach students. Eh?
Yes.
You are not studying in education, yes, in the education major, but you are studying in business, and via learning business, you want to teach them. How you can teach via graduating in business at university and you want to teach them at school?
So Sanam, let me answer your question. You know, I'm studying education now. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay, thank you. I have a friend, like in our group, there is an American guy called, his name is Colin. He studied business management for bachelor's degree in America. Then he worked in retail for agency, like property agency, estate agency for 2 years. Then he gave up and wanted to become an international teacher. He went to Germany to do internship, like teaching primary school kids. Then now he is doing his master's in education, and he got already job offer from South Korea to teach at primary school. So Shalsanam, it doesn't matter actually what you study. You can, at any point, you can change your road wherever you see yourself. I think Firuza decided to become a teacher because she's having experience now. I'm so sorry, Usman is busy with.
It's why he like science, looking
Yes.
at helicopters. Yes, I agree. I
I
agree with Mohira. It doesn't matter what you study. You see, I study finance and I work international business development. So the education, what I mean is give you a platform, might be helping you to find your very first job. And from there, you will have more connection. You will have more information. You can find more opportunity. So don't think about that far away. At this time, what do you love? If you love teaching, if you love language, if you love business, give it a try. And I would like to come back to Feruza. I want to ask her, and please continue asking yourself question, why you want to go to Dubai? Why do you want to become the best teacher? And I think that beautiful, that would give you inspiration. So when you go to Dubai, when you don't have your family, when you don't have your parents, when you feel tired because you go abroad, you will have to take 100% responsibility for your life. You connect with your inspiration. That you want to become the best teacher for students, and let that be your inspiration. Okay, let that be the lighthouse. Remember lighthouse icon to give you motivation, to give you determination, because you really want to become the best teacher, and see how it's go. That is my advice, because you just never know. When I was 18, 19, I thought I would just become accountant for the rest of my life. And now here I am in London doing a bunch of things. So it doesn't matter. But really connect with your why you want to do it, why you want to become the best teacher. What's the reason behind? So keep asking yourself that question, okay? So let's take question from Susanna. You want to share something, or you have question to ask?
Actually, I'm not really interested in business. That's why I don't think that I haven't got questions about business. But do you like reading books?
Oh, I love, you see some book behind me here. That's very a few.
Yeah. Can you recommend us to read books? And the names, I mean.
Oh, book and names. Oh, so I like that question a lot because I think reading books is really helping you to learn the story, learn the knowledge experience from the author. And you can really learn a lot of lessons from book. So one of the book I strongly recommend you all to read is 7 Habits of Effective People. Sorry, 7 Habits of Successful People. Let me Google and I will share you because I think that is a foundation of everything. So 7 Habits of High Effective People. Highly effective people. So read this book. I think that the must for everyone. And you can actually listen to audio. So you can buy a book via, the hard copy. You also can buy from audio version and listen over and over again. This is one of the great books. Another book I think that is also very useful for you to read is 80-20 Principle. This is the second book I really love, and I think that you can learn a lot from this book as well. So the second book I recommend is 80-20 Principle. That is another great book because it will show you and helping you to recognize what is your strengths, what is your weakness, what area that you very good, what area you're not good, what it make you happy, what make you not happy, where you can focus your energy and effort, where you shouldn't pay attention or energy, because everything in life, even your friendship, even your studying, even the happiness, 80% of your happiness is come from 20% of decision making. So that is 2 books I recommend to you all to read. I love them a lot. I read over again because can you repeat the second book name? 80-20 Principle. I share the link on the chat. So can you check the link I sent? Set the link for you to show to buy it. This is the name. Okay, so who else haven't asked question? Naza Song. So please forgive me if I called your name wrong. How can I call your name? Nazi Bresson?
Oh no.
Nazira.
Nazira Khan, actually.
Nazi
Yes,
Bresson.
Nazira.
Oh,
You may say Nazira.
Nazira, okay.
It would be easier.
That
Yes.
is easier. Thank you so much. Nazira, so let's speak. What is your question or what is resonate with you? What is inspire you? Please share something.
First of all, thank you that you spend time for this conversation. I get lots of inspiration, especially now I need how can I say, self-recognition about myself, and I want to find my own way. So I try to be in lots of fields, but I think I want to study abroad in engineering or mechanics and come back to my country for sharing my own knowledge, because this field in our country is in low. I don't think that it's too bad, but I want to like give my own, how can I say, implementation for our country.
Yeah.
And that's why I want to ask about book, like how can we how can we understand ourselves better and be more confident?
I like that question. Is this anybody have the same curious to know about yourself and confident about yourself?
I think it's only about me.
It's only you. So like the
Yes.
rest is don't have that question.
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Interesting. I really like your question because I think how old are you? Like Nazira, like how old are you?
Yes.
How old are you? How old are you?
How old are you? I'm 20 in this year.
I really like the question because I don't know what happened to your life to lead you to this question. Like, how can I understand myself and how can I be more confident? Because when you don't ask this question until you have some massive change in your life, like could be challenge in your relationship with your loved one, with your family, or you just have, I don't know what happened to your life to lead to this question. And maybe you can answer this to me because I'm curious to know, like at such a young age, you already asked a question, how can I understand myself? So what led you to ask this question? Nazira?
I'm sorry, there are some guests in our home, so I come to a more peaceful place. I tried lots of things from teaching, like I'm a student at law school. So I tried it and I find something, that I don't want to do it. And I think I have to try another things. And I'm confident. I believe that I can do something and other things, but I'm not confident. How can I understand you about my education or something else? I cannot tell it to you, understand to you.
Yeah, I kind of appreciate that. Is you believe you can do a great thing, you just don't you don't quite know what is it about, but you believe in your ability to do something great, and I like that. Believe in yourself. The couple of thing is I also like you give yourself chance to do a bunch of things, experiment thing. You said you study law, you say you don't like it, you might like engineering. That's still another question or idea to exam. I think at your age, Nazira, if I have permission to share my opinion or my advice, is just to give it a try. Maybe you said go to abroad, study engineer. You might find something. It might go to abroad, go to another country, might really give you environment to understand more about yourself. For example, I didn't understand about myself when I lived with my parents, when I lived in Vietnam, because I was under my brother's shadow. Under my brother's shadow, meaning he supplied money for accommodation, for food. I really depends on my brother. So I didn't understand myself because I did not control and take responsibility about my life. When you go to abroad, different story. You have no family, no friends. If you make any mistake, you have to pay the price for it. And it's very costly. It could be very costly. So every single decision abroad, you have to think carefully. Otherwise you will fucked up. Sorry, my language, but it's true. and it could cost a lot of money. So when you go to abroad, when you have no family, no friends, you really have to rely on yourself, okay? You will have to experiment a lot of things. You really have to put yourself outside your comfort zone. And I think for you all, I wish that experience for you all if you have support from your family. For me, living in another country is one of the best decisions I ever made, because you really have another perspective. When you live in your country, everybody behave in similar way. You have kind of cultural mentality. You take things for granted. When you go to London, when you go to Dubai, or maybe you go to Europe, the culture are different. People speak different language. People behave differently. You have to learn from the beginning. And believe me, you guys have human survival ability to adapt. You think it's scary, but not. When you live abroad, you feel really resilient. You can adapt. You can learn very quick. And that's what I mean. If you want to understand yourself, give yourself a chance to step out of your comfort zone. And I hear you all, most of you want to study abroad. And I really wish that for you, to have that experience. And come back to Nazira question, how can you understand yourself? So that's one thing, give yourself to go to abroad, study, pay attention on studying, on learning. What can you learn? What can you appreciate from people around you, from experience, from the challenge? What can you learn? What can you appreciate? Focus on that, and you will collect the lesson that you would never know when you live at home. What makes you happy? Pay attention what makes you happy, what brings you energy.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. And the book I sent you, that 2 books, I think that the foundation for you to answer some of the questions. Very key question, not only for you as 20 years old, for me like 30-ish years old, but for our whole life. Okay?
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome. And we have the very last one I haven't spoke. How can I say his name? Can somebody help me to call his name Nilufar? Nilufar. Nilufar. How about you unmute yourself and like speak something like question, or what inspire you? Let's share with us something, if you can. You want to say something, or you just happy to? And it's okay if you don't want to ask any question. That's fine. It's fine. Is this everything is for you, and for your inspiration, or is a chance to ask somebody like, I go through a lot of things. I can share my perspective that could be beneficial for you. And if you don't have any question, that's also fine. Okay. So let's hear from Mohira. I know I speak a lot, and I have received questions from students. You want to share something?
Sorry. So where are we so far? So You covered everything about yourself and little questions about students, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So do you have any questions for me?
I think that I have prepared the rest of presentation, and I think that might not quite relevant to everybody's interest, because now most of people are curious to know, you know, I want to study abroad, what is the best for me? Still have a lot of like confusion because don't have a direction, have a lot of doubt. So what would be your suggestions if we're gonna do something in the future?
Okay, so I think we are all females now. Where is Muhammad Amin? Is she on? Is he on? No? Anna, to be precise, I think they are all at the age of getting married. And I'm sure every single one of them at home now experiencing some kind of pressure from their parents. Like they need to choose a way. Finish their education, find their career, or get married, then continue their pathway. So I like the way you talk about being in a comfort zone, like, and being guaranteed by their parents or their brother, for example. This is completely true for all of them, I know. Like now they completely reliant on their parents. And one example I'm gonna give is last year they all applied for university. And you know, nowadays we have private and public universities, where private universities provide quality education. They cost more than public universities. So they all suffered, like some of them really wanted to go to private university, but their parents didn't support it. While the others like were okay with public universities, they applied for them, but they couldn't pass. And at the end, they ended up by studying private university. So, for example, the Lafrous is kind of example here. And Shahsanam and Firuza, they really wanted to go to private university, Muhammad Amin as well, but their parents didn't allow them. Like, they're still reliant on their parents. Like, they are not confident in choosing their own pathway. Okay. Yeah, sorry. So it would be better if you can organize something about
Okay.
female students, like to find their confidence, to find their place in their family, to have their say to ask at home. And
Okay.
if you remember, you once gave me a book. It's called Lean In.
Yeah, Lenin, yeah, sure.
Yeah, it was really useful. And I think they all need some books like this to read, to start like believing themselves.
Okay.
And I want all of them to believe that their studying journey never ends. They need to learn every single day. It's not that like now I'm a student and that's it. I can find a job with my diploma, with my qualification. It's not the case anymore. You need to develop yourselves. You need to have relevant skills to find the job. So yeah, don't be like some girls in our culture who are only busy by doing like makeup, show up themselves with clothes or everything. You need to spend more time with books. You need to have your own plans. You need to have your own style. Not be influenced by someone like around you. If you remember, I gave an example, like when I was at high school, I met with my schoolmates and they laughed at me like, you are wearing the same clothes like for 2 years. And because I know they all never studied, they were only preparing to get married and they wear different clothes every day. I was not like this and I never regret about it. So I want you all to be like this. Like, I'm not a model, I know, but you need to find your own pathway. You need to trust in yourselves. And what is the role of Anna here? Like, you know, we are human. We tend to forget every single day. Like, one day you think you have like enough motivation to study. You have enough courage to make your own decisions. But another day, you are kind of, for example, for me, like I found some very interesting movie or very interesting novel. I can be covered only with it and I forgot everything around me. And I don't think this is a good idea. Yes, you can have some day offs, like enjoy with your hobbies, like reading or watching, but you never forget your dream, your objects, where you are going. And Anna is very critical, like I think punctual, like she really appreciates time, unlike most of us. Yes.
I want chicken.
Okay. Usman wants chicken. Okay.
Yeah, thank you, Moharia, for speaking to that and sharing some perspective and challenge, common challenge that most of you facing in your culture from your parents. And I can appreciate that because financially you depend on your parents, right? You depend on your parents to pay for your education, pay for your living, pay for your eating, pay for your clothes. You depend financially on your parents. And I can understand, you're confused, you don't have confidence, you don't have voice in the family. You cannot make decisions for your own because you depend financially on your parents. And that could be your future husband. If you depend financially on somebody, you don't have voice. You cannot make decisions. They will make decisions for you. So what can I say? I know it's difficult because it's a culture, it's a mentality, it's the culture from generation to generation. So it's unrealistic to expect everybody to behave differently, appreciate where you're coming from, understand you, because they might not know any way better. So have some compassion. Do you know compassion? Understanding for their perspective. They might not know any way better. Your parents, your grandparents might only know to get married, having children, raise children. That's the only way they know. They might not know by go abroad, study, upgrade your knowledge, upgrade your skill, come back, teach other people. They might not know that. And now you guys have chance. You live in the internet, wherever you have internet, you can have access on YouTube, on Google, you can read books, you can listen to audio. You have a lot of resources your parents don't have in the past, okay? So that's number one. Have compassion for people around, for your parents, for your grandparents, for your relatives, for your friends. So you don't be upset. You don't feel angry when they come up to you. You have to get married because they might not know any better. Just one very important thing to have that compassion. Number two, how can you quickly gain independence financially? How can you do that? Without financial independence, forget about having voice in the family. Can you speak to that, Mohira? Is that true?
Yes. First of all, like she's right. You need to find your confidence with finance. I know some of you are teaching English. It is the best thing to start earning money by selling your skills. And you are selling your ability of knowing English knowledge. And yes, some of you can ask from your family to invest in your education. For example, I know Nilufar's family, they are ready to invest for her to learn well at first, then start career at the end. Am I right, Nilufar? I don't think she is expected by their family to earn her living or to earn for your education. But most of us need money to learn. For example, if you want to learn IT skills, or if you want to invest in your personal development courses, you need to ask from your parents. But instead, you can also do some internships. When I came first London, I was 23, I think. And when I applied for jobs, I finished my bachelor and I worked at 4 months and I came here. And everyone is asking experience, work experience. I couldn't imagine. I just finished my degree and I'm still studying. How can I show experience? But here I can see that students start working when they are 17, 18. And this is important for employers because they want some kind of experience. It may not be related to your field. For example, now I'm working at Pret a Manger. It is like coffee shop. And we're making coffee and I have some colleagues. They are students of high school. They are preparing for A-level exams, for example, and they are working part-time here. When they are only 17, maybe younger than you, but it is good to show to the employers that they have some skills like teamwork, they know how to serve customers, so that I think you can do both at the same time, by working and studying. So take this as an opportunity, not as a my family is not well off, they cannot support me, but this is kind of chance for you to develop yourself. It is better voice for yourself, as Anna said, you create your own life from the very beginning. Not everything is guaranteed for you. You are building yourself. You are earning your study, you are earning your living, and you are even spending some money to develop yourselves.
Can I say something? And thank you for that.
Thank you.
I want to add for that. You create your own future. You create your own future. You don't expect your parent to create future for you, because your parent, you know your parent, what the best they can do. Find husband. Same, my parent asked the same thing. Find somebody to get married. And I was miserable as hell. Because you depend financially on somebody. How can you be happy? How can you find the voice? How can you make decisions for yourself? It's not possible. So I think that, we're gonna wrap up the conversation today. And a couple of things I want to leave with you. Number one, find a way to make money. Mohira say you can work part-time when you study, okay? And it's very common thing in London, in New York, in, I don't know, I've never been to Dubai, but in Western culture, it's very common for students to work part-time and earn money. You work in coffee shop, or, you guys can teach in the English center, wherever. Find a way to earn the money. Use that money to invest in your own dream. Okay, might be personal development, might be the course with me, might be something that to fund for your own dream. Call that the dream fund. Okay. Parents, listen. Parents will want to have the best future for you. They want that. I truly believe parents want the best for their children. Find a way to have support from your parents. Maybe you don't have 100% of support from your family members. Get the majority. You have to be very serious about your dream. Because you come to your parents, say, parent, please fund my tuition fee to go to Dubai, fund my tuition fee to go to Europe. And your parent don't see you serious about your dream. How can they have confidence in you if you don't have confidence in yourself? You have to show the idea to your parent. Please trust me. Remember my story? I came to London. I was scary. My parents asked, can you do this? I said, yes, I can. Inside, I was frightening, but I very certain outside, I can do it. Why? Because I need my parents to fund the tuition fee for me. I'm serious about it. I'm really serious about my dream, my future. And I have plan, right? I told you I have a goal, 3 goals. I'm serious. I convinced my parents, please trust me. I don't need you to buy me house. I don't need you to find me husband. I don't need you to find me some job. I will do it. I just need you to invest in my education. And I find the university where family can afford. So know your parents, understand, convince them to trust in you, convince them to invest in the education for your future, and find the solution for that. What do you think your parent can afford to pay for your tuition fee? I would love to go to US to study 2 years master degree, and my family cannot afford for that. So I have to find solution. If my family can afford like to pay 10,000 pounds for the tuition fee, where can I find this solution? So have some level of understanding about your parents, what they're willing to invest. Okay, that is very important. You know your parent, how much they can invest for your education. You have a roughly idea in mind. Do research, find the solution for that. Develop a plan. What you're going to do when you go abroad. You don't need to have a perfect plan. You don't need to have 100% clear what you're going to do. You don't need that. At least you have some direction. I say I have 3 goals. What is your goal? Feruza say you want to become the best teacher. Why you want to become the best teacher? What is the meaning behind? What is the reason behind? So what is your goal when you go abroad? And you really have to deep dive in your goal. What you want to do with that, you know, you have a degree abroad and you come back home. Why do you believe that is very important for you? So then with that, you can speak with your parent. You can convince them. You can communicate with them. You can show your parent some confidence. So then they can trust you. They can invest education in you. If you don't have support from your parents or your family member to invest in your education, you might have to find another way. And that could be some level of compromise. Maybe with your partner, like Mohira, now with her husband. And it might not happen right away. But that doesn't mean you have to forget about your dream. Some serious dream, it takes time. It might not happen within months. It might take years. My point is, please keep your dream alive. Find a way to make it happen. That is your life. That is would give you meaning to live. Give you meaning to wake up every day. That would give you the sense of purpose. What you was born for. What your reason for living. Like that is really something to give you the meaning, to give you a sense of purpose when you wake up every day. So I have an idea. I don't know if you guys interested in, because I see my younger self in you, like early 20s, confused, lacking of directions, depends financially on parents, but you had dream. So without any doubt, I can help you with building the plan, setting goal, deep dive in what is your why, what's the reason. So build the confidence, so you're confident about yourself. You're confident to speak to your parent. You gain support from the family. And find the path to make your dream happen. Would you guys be interested in doing that? Just be very honest with me. And I think I have to leave in 10 minutes and we have to wrap up this conversation. So maybe I can hear from one or two of you. This is for your life. This is for your dream. And you have to be captain for your life, for your future. There's nobody gonna do it for you. You want to do it or not. So let's hear from Feruza. Can you speak, Feruza? Yeah, can you speak like what I said? And if you have questions, please ask me. I see yourselves in my younger self. I have some understanding about what you're going through. I've been there. I found my way to make my dream happen. I know you guys have some dream. And I think that's very important for you. But you have challenge, massive challenge, because you're younger age, you're not confident, you don't have finance. So what we can do together, and only if you really want to fight for your dream, okay? If you don't want to fight for your dream, that's fine. Keep it for you. Only if you're serious and commit to make your dream happen. You with me? And give me the thumb up if you really commit and serious about your dream.
Good.
How about other people? Like, are you serious? Are you commit to make your dream happen? If you're listening, give me a thumbs up via Zoom. Like there's a reaction.
Of course.
Okay, thank you for that. This is very important because you have to commit. You have to be serious about your life. Nobody's gonna do it for you. You have to be the captain for it, okay? So what we can do together. Let me show with you this quickly so I will help you with visually. Oh, let's visually. Right, okay. I'm gonna speak this. We might not go to deep detail, but the stage is similar, okay? Number one, you have to be very clear that the only makes sense for you and your future is changing right now. That is number one. We will make very clear why you cannot stay in your comfort zone. Why cannot you continue life this way? So we have to be very clear what I'm doing right now, what my life, the way I'm behave, the habit in my life, and the way I'm running my life is not serving myself and my future anymore. Okay? So I will ask you a question. Why you have to change? Why you have to fight for your dream? Why you have to make your dream come true? So we will go very deep dive on this. And I really want to make this very clear for you so then you will bring this inspiration for your journey. Because whenever you face challenge, you want to go back to your comfort zone. And if you go to abroad, you will face a lot of challenge. When you talk to your parents, you will face a lot of challenge. And if you don't know your why, if you don't know why you must change, why you must fight for your dream, you will give up. You will want to go back to your comfort zone. So stage number one, I will go deep to find out why you must change, why you must fight for your future, for your dream. So then when you have a difficulty, when you face challenge, you not give up. You keep going. Okay? So that's stage number one. Stage number two, I will, helping you to understand a little bit about yourself. What is your strength? What is your weakness? Nazira say, I want to understand myself because she tried a bunch of things. She tried law. She tried a lot of things. Now she not quite understand about herself. And that's this very common question. What is your good at? What is your weakness? What is your strength? Just a little bit to helping you with your decision making. Because you have to make decisions. You cannot rely on your parents to make decisions on your behalf for the rest of your life. Okay? You would have to develop your ability to make decisions. And if you go to abroad, you would not have your parent with you. You have to make decisions. And some decision could turn your life to completely a new direction in a good way. Some decisions you would have to pay a big price for it. So I want you to have some understanding about your strengths and your weakness so that when you will have to make decisions for your life, and it's what I mean is daily basis in life, you know yourself to make the decision. And this is where the confidence comes in. If you make the decision and that turn out to be the best decision for your life, you will gain confidence. If you make decision and you have to pay the price for it, you make mistake, you will lose confidence. So if you want to be more confident, you have to know you have to develop your decision making. You have to have ability to make the best decision for yourself and your future. Everybody with me? Like most of people turn off the camera. Like, is everybody listening?
Yes, we
Yes.
are listening.
Good. Thank you for that. So I make sure you guys still awake and not fall asleep. Okay. Okay. I think the stage number 2 might not be relevant for you, so I might skip that. But the stage number 3, the stage number 4 is very important. Because you guys talking about you want to go abroad. I want to study engineering. I want to study language. I want to study business in Dubai, in Europe, in New York, whatever. Or I just want to study abroad. How can I make it happen? You want it, but how can you get where you are to where you want to be? How can you find solution? So we will spend, I guess, the majority of the time to develop the goals, the execution plan. So we will go deep dive to have question, I will guide you to define your goal, where you want to be. Where you want to be. You might have already have a dream. You might have a goal already. You might have some idea. Some of you might not have. Whatever, you know, where you are at this journey, is very important to know where you want to be. And then how can you make it happen? So we have to build the execution plan. And this have to be personalized execution plan, because everybody have a different dream, different goal, and where you are at the moment is different. You have a different skill set, you have a different strength, weakness, you have a different resources. Yourself is different. So the execution plan must be personalized. And with the personalized execution plan, what I mean by that, by when it's going to happen, what you're going to do this month to make sure you go toward to your goal. So we will really have a big goal, and we will really break down to the smaller steps, okay? So let's say in September, you want to go to Dubai. What you going to do between now until September? What must happen along the way in order to go to Dubai in September? Or maybe you already have that clear. When you go to Dubai, what you want to do with that? What's the goal? What's the plan for you to be the best teacher? So then you go to Dubai, you will know your focus. Because without focus, what you going to do? Every day you wake up, what you going to do? Are you gonna go out and fight for your dream, or you gonna watch Netflix? And this is very important to where you can make your dream happen, or where your dream gonna die. Majority people don't know how to do it. Majority of people will let their dream die because they don't know how to build personalized execution plan. So that every day you wake up, you know exactly where you're focused. And even I used to clean the toilet for McDonald's. I feel happy because I know what I'm doing. Why clean toilet to McDonald's? Serving my plan. And when you know your plan, why you're doing it, your intention to doing it, you will be happy because you know the purpose behind every action. Or when you have a conversation with your parent react differently, you know why you're doing it. Because you try to convince your parent to fund for your tuition fee. So I think that most of the time we spend on the stage number 4 and really focus on implementation and taking action. So let's say we build personalized execution plan. You go and you have conversation with your parent, come up with a list of challenges. How are we going to address that? You do research about study abroad. You couldn't find a university where that your parent can afford. How are we going to address that? You go out, you apply for a job, you go to Dubai, whatever, you apply for a job, you couldn't find a job. You feel disappointed, you feel discouraged. You want to give up. What are we going to do with that? You will want to give up, believe me. Because it's hard. You've never done this before. It's really pushing you beyond your comfort zone. And this is where you really need support from your coach to helping you, to be the cheerleader for you, to tell you you do a great job. So as my role as a coach, I really with my clients to hold their hand when the thing get difficult. Because I know it's difficult. And been there. Doesn't mean it's gonna be like that forever. But sometimes things really tough and you really want to give up. So when you have support from your coach, you have to kind of borrow the belief and the confidence from your coach to keep going. to tell you you're doing a great job. You go to the right direction for you to keep going. And the stage number 5, proactive create opportunity. Without proactive create opportunity, nothing gonna happen. There's nobody gonna knock the door and say, hey, this is a job, take it. No, you really have to go out, create opportunity for yourself. Keep up lying, keep build a relationship, asking from mentor, asking the question from the coach, and find the solution until you make your dream come true, or make the transition. Transition could be go to abroad, find internship job, or go back to your country teaching other students, or just convince your parents to fund you to go abroad and study. Whatever that transition you want to go. My definition of transition is where you want to be. That's a destination. That's it. Okay, so I know I speak a lot and I'm very thirsty. So what do you guys think? I want to hear very honestly from, wait a second, before you speak. How are we going to do it? My plan is to do as a group. So you guys all can share the content, can share it in learning environment. So I will teach the content, and my main focus will setting the homework for you to implement and taking action. And then you come up, Q&A session, question, when I implement this happen? When I do this, I don't understand. So it will be the space for you to bring the question, clarify question, refine your action. You say, Anna, I speak with my parents. This is what's happening. I don't know how to address it. Can you share some advice? And then, we answer, refine some actions. You might have to come up with your parent a couple of times. You might have to apply job a couple of times. So really to implement your knowledge, implement, question, answer, refine, action, and keep doing like that over again and again. Okay? We can create a private group where I can share content, you ask book. I know a lot of video contents that useful for you learning for your personal development. I can share on that. Can set the homework there. You can share how you're doing the homework. We can nurture the learning. We can celebrate your wins so you can feel in a supportive environment. It's support for your movement. It will be a long journey. It is not going to be easy. So you need a lot of support. Okay? I will record every video so you can have access for life. Maybe you don't understand the first time. You can listen over again until you understand it. You come back with question. So I will record video. I will upload on YouTube. I will share to you. And you can watching it over and over again. I would like to set accountable partner for each of you. What this really mean? It will helping you to hold yourself accountable. For example, you say this week, I'm going to do this, 3 things. You will have your accountable partner to helping you hold yourself accountable so that you will force yourself to doing it, to really doing it instead of avoiding it, not wanting to do it, afraid of doing it. When you have accountable partner, it will really helping you to hold yourself accountable for your action. And action is the key. Without action, nothing happens. So my main focus really support you for implementing